Deuteronomy 30 and 31, God prophetically says that Israel indeed will be disobedient and banished from the land, which happened. Then God talks about bringing them back into the land and giving them a new heart. This will happen through faith in the Messiah, Jesus Christ, just like it has happened with you and me if we are born again believers. Israel will not come back into the land because of their obedience. They will be empowered to obey once they have been brought back into the land by the grace of God. It's the same with you and me. We have been saved by grace through faith in Jesus Christ. Once this has happened in our lives and the Holy Spirit lives inside of us, God begins to talk to us about obedience. We're not even interested in obedience before Christ comes to live inside of us. Philippians 2:13, for it is God who is at work in you, causing you to will and to act according to his good purpose. Jesus said, if you love me, you will obey me. And it is actually him at work in us that gives us that desire and ability to do so. This is absolutely marvelous, and he gets all the glory for it. In Deuteronomy 31, Moses is 120 years old and will now die. He passes the leadership to Joshua, who was chosen by God. But the real leader is God himself. Moses encourages Joshua and the people to trust in God, to keep their focus on him. We should do the same. Leaders today should be pointing people to Christ, to their own relationship and fellowship with him. He is our source, not some man or some leader. Men will come and go, men will die, but God is always available to each one, and his work continues on. God tells Moses point blank that the Israelites will blow it and fall away in the land. God knows the heart of man. God knows the future and what choices we will make, and yet he remains merciful, gracious, and available to each one of us. Every single human being, past, present, and future, is inclined to fall away, and this truth is for you and me today. Only God himself can keep us close as we intentionally stay near to him. Mark 15, 1 through 24, when questioned by Pilate, Jesus said he indeed was the king of the Jews. Traditionally, Pilate released a prisoner during the feast for the Jews. When asked by Pilate if they wanted him to release Jesus, the crowd said no, but asked for the release of Barabbas, one who had committed murder in the insurrection. When asked what he should do with Jesus, the crowd cried out, "Crucify him!" Pilate released Barabbas and handed Jesus over to be crucified. Jesus took the place of Barabbas, and he has taken our place in judgment as well. The soldiers dressed him in purple, twisted a crown of thorns on his head, mocked him as king of the Jews, beat him, spit on him, mockingly knelt before him, then led him out to crucify him. Simon, son of Cyrene, was recruited to carry Jesus' cross, as apparently he was beaten so badly that he couldn't. They crucified him at Golgotha and cast lots for his garments, which is fulfillment of prophecy. This is the most important event for mankind in all of history. And if you don't know that in your gut right now, you're in trouble.